Hello, SPARCC participants. My name is Deborah Kirby, and I will be sharing some of my favorite time-saving tips for teachers with you today. This slideshow is set up with a lot of animations and videos embedded in it. So if you go to the bit.ly, let me hide that there. If you go to the bit.ly here, you'll be able to get a copy of these slides, and you can access everything and save what you want to save, share what you want to share. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of full screen so that I can access my other tabs. That's a really good tip, not necessarily time saving, but very useful. This page, this is slide 2, and this has links that will jump directly to different sections in the slide deck. And off we go. So number 1, no more passes. This is something I started doing today. Not today, obviously. This year, I started to use these reusable passes, and it just saves me a lot of time every day because I don't have to stop and write passes. I just tell the kiddos, take the pass that applies to where they're going, make sure they sign out so I know where they went, and they're reusable. You can just spray them with Lysol, and they're good to go. Number 2, if you've never used CTRL+F, it's a super helpful thing. It works in pretty much every app. And if you hold the Control key and tap the Command F on an Apple device, it will take you directly to what you're looking for in a long article. It's also useful when you're editing. If you tend to, for example, type you instead of your or vice versa, that's one of my most common things. So I can just search for every instance of that word. And a lot of apps actually have a find and replace, which can be helpful as well. Holding the Control key and tapping the letter F. Okay, so some of the videos will probably pop up automatically when I hit the next button. This one is using your keyboard to access search boxes. So if you're typing something in the search and you want to edit it, if you just press this key on your keyboard, that way you don't have to take your hands off of the keyboard, go to the mouse. You just hit this /, which is usually on the same key as the question mark. And you can just change your edit your search right there. All right, so the next one, jumping to a letter in a list. So if you have a long pull down, for example, state is an excellent example of this. If you tap the letter O, it should jump right down to the letter O in the list. So if you're looking for Ohio, you can find it a lot faster that way. So let me skip to this one. So this is a tip I've been using since even way before we had Google Apps. If you start a file or folder name with an underscore, what it does is it puts it at the top of your list. And you can see a little clip I made here. See _P and then _S, and then we go to numbers and then letters. And it's a great way of putting folders that you might be working on right now right at the top so you can find them quicker. This is HyperDocs, and you may have heard of HyperDocs. I'm sure a lot of you have used HyperDocs by now, but this is an example of a HyperDoc. It's just a document with links in it. So the links can be words, pictures, shapes. These are all links to different things that have more information about HyperDocs. So let's say if I went to samples of HyperDocs, these are samples that you can look at that are already done. And therefore you are what? Saving time, right? So there's a lot of different resources in this page here. Oh, sorry. There we go. To help you get started with HyperDocs and save yourself some time. The snipping tool, if you've never used it, pretty much every application now, every device has some form of snip. I'll go ahead and play this. I was so excited when I learned how to use the snipping tool. So I'm just real quick going to show you how to do it. To find it, if you don't have it pinned to your taskbar, I just go to search and I type snip, and there's the snipping tool. It works in pretty much any environment. I go to new, and you can see I can cut pretty much any part of this that I want to in order to get my snip. Once I have the snip, I can save it, but I can also paste it real easily. I'm just using Control V to paste. And here I'm pasting it into slides. Now I'm going to paste it into an email. So easy. And that's, as I said, in pretty much every app you can imagine. I keep on my clipboard, I keep a shortcut to the snipping tool because I use it so often, and it'll just pop it right up. I was so excited. There we go. All right, sharing a copy of a document. A lot of people don't know that you can edit the URL of a Google Doc, sheet, slide deck, whichever. So you just edit it to change from edit to copy. So as an example, if I were to copy this address, I do Control N, brings up a new tab. If I paste it, it will give me this edit. So I just change that edit to copy. And now anyone you give the link to is forced to copy. You can also change it to present, which is nice if you want someone to open it right into presentation mode. And that's another nice little time-saving tip for you. Next. Okay. This is a URL, small.cat, I used when I was teaching the littles. And it's super, super helpful for making temporary links. You can make a shortcut link that will last from 10 minutes to a week. So, and then you can reuse it. So if I want to put this in small cat, I just paste it and it will make a 3-letter oh, okay. This time I did 4. It usually is 3 letters, but it makes a URL that's small.cat slash and whichever this is. So I use this with first graders, and after the first time they picked up real quick how to use it, I just had them type small.cat. They don't have to type this part. They would just type small.cat slash and then whatever word comes up here, and they could get very quickly to whatever resource I wanted them to get to. All right, so now some Google Chrome tips. You can skip the search page and get to your website faster. So if I want to go to dockerb.com, I just type it and hit enter rather than going to a search page and then looking and then clicking it. So that can save you seconds, which add up. All right, organizing. Organizing saves you lots and lots of time. And you can see I organize my bookmarks. I have folders inside of folders for my bookmarks. Fastest way to do a bookmark is grab this little lock here. And if you hold it, you can drop it anywhere into your folders. You can actually even put folders inside of folders and condense. So now that job hunting folder is down there. If I want to take it out, I just put it right back up there again. Moving on. Number 12. Hang on. Make a today folder. So if you have web pages you open every day, you can make a today folder. You can open them all in one shot. So there's an example. Right click on it and you can open all 5 in the same window or a new window. That's a huge time saver for a lot of people. Pinning browser tabs is another thing. If you use your Gmail, which pretty much all of us do, you can just pin that tab and then it will always be over there. So I just right clicked on the tab and then said pin, and now it's over here. And when I close my browser and reopen it, it will be there. Another thing that is useful if you accidentally close your tabs, if you do Control-Shift-T, it opens them back up. So if I just closed that Gmail tab, I'll close another one. If I do Control-Shift-T, they will reopen. That's not one of the tips that's in here today, but it's very useful. Gmail tips. Set up your inbox layout so you can use this menu key to open and close that side panel, saving yourself time. Same thing over on the right. You can open and close the lower right-hand corner and access other tools or hide them if you want the space on your screen. You want to get Gmail add-on features, and you get them through going through advanced settings. So if you're in your email and you go to settings, close this, go to settings and all settings and advanced. There is advanced, and you will want to turn on templates. If it's disabled, go ahead and turn it on. and whatever else you want to turn on. The list is actually small right now because a lot of the things that were advanced are now in the general tab. But make sure that whatever you change, you click save changes. So click the save changes and it will save your changes for you. All right. Number 16, side panels. Side panels will get you into your different apps from anywhere you are. So I'm in Google Docs right now. There's the side panel. So from Google Docs, I can access my calendar, and not having to look around in your tabs for where things are can save you a lot of time. So I recommend using those side panels. Whoopsies. Next one, voice typing. So voice typing I do in Google Docs and also in Gmail. The link is here for dictation for Gmail and Chrome. It puts this little microphone here and then you can voice type your emails. Use the snooze. I use the snooze. I don't know how much time it saves me, but it's a lot. So an email comes up. I know I don't need to look at this right now, but I'm going to need to look at it on Wednesday. So I just schedule it to pop back up on Wednesday. And if you need to get to those snoozed emails, you can access them on the side. So this button here will show you your snoozed emails. Number 19, schedule your emails. So you have a great idea. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't want to send an email. You can schedule it to send it another time. And you're going to look on your email, this little up arrow next to the send. That's where you find the schedule. Use your Gmail signature so you don't have to type your name. You can have more than one signature and switch back and forth between them. And that's accessed through the general tab in the Gmail settings. 21, templates, amazing. If you have a welcome back to school, you send to your parents, your students, you can set it up in a template and next year you can pull it up and reuse that email. So watch that video. That will show you how to do that. Google Calendar tips. So here's a few tips for calendar. A lot of people don't know this, but you can toggle back and forth between the different views by typing the letters on your keyboard. So we got month, week, day, and year. And that can be helpful. Add events from email. This saves me a ton of time. If somebody emails me a Zoom link or something, I pull up from my little side panel my Gmail access, go to the correct date, and it will autofill for me the information. So it'll fill it in automatically. And that's really helpful. I just think foxes are adorable. Next tip, Google Keep. So I use Google Keep every day. The wonderful thing about Google Keep is you can get it on all of your devices. So I can pull it up on my work computer, my phone, my iPad, anything. I can see what's in my Google Keep. I can color code. I can label my list notes, all kinds of different things. I actually even have a list I call lists. So like I have a packing list and I have a grocery list. With the grocery list, I share with other people in my household. So we can all add things to the grocery list. And then when it's time to shop, it's all there. Save. This is the Save to Keep Chrome extension. And you can get this. I know you can get a Save to Keep real quick with an Android phone. I'm pretty sure you can with an iPhone as well. There is the Google Keep Chrome extension if you want to do it that way. But when you click that, it will save whatever web page you have open into your Google Keep. So it makes a little note. And then you can add reminders. So you can make a time reminder, a location reminder. I've never actually done it, but the option is there. So you can put a reminder on a Google Keep note that will pop up when you get to work if you put a location reminder on it. And these are some other options you can do. You can add collaborators like I do with my grocery list. You can add checkboxes, and you can convert, once it gets long, you can convert it to a Google Doc. So that can save you as well. All right, so some tips for Google Docs. You can quick start, and I'm going to demo this for you. So when I go to a new tab, I'm going to go to a new tab and I type docs.new. And I think you can type doc.new as well. Hit enter, bam, there's a new document. It works as well with sheets and also slides. So that's a great way to real quick make a new document. And then adding the document name, I'm going to show you in here. So there's some words type here, assuming this is the title of the document. When I click up here where it says untitled document, it's going to copy up to the period. So I click that and it copies the text up to the period. Once it hits the period, it stops. And I like to, it's another little tip for you, I like to date my documents. So I put the current date there and it makes it faster a lot of times to find what I'm looking for. So there's a little bonus tip. Format Painter is amazing. Those of you that know Microsoft had this many, many years ago. It is now in all of the Google apps, as well as now the eyedropper tool to pick a color. So for these slides, I use my snipping tool and I got the colors from the SPARCC conference, pasted this little logo in here, and then I use the Google tools to get those colors I use the Format Painter and the eyedropper tool to get the color for my text. Sorry, that popped up again. All right, voice typing. This is voice typing in Google Docs. I do it all the time. And if you have access to Google Labs, not only can you get voice typing, you can get AI assistance. So you might want to look into the Google Labs. They now have that available where you can have AI assistance in your Google Doc to help you write it. Google Slides tips. So use grid view. When I switch to grid view, it makes it real easy to reorder my slides, maybe copy, duplicate, or remove slides. So I like the grid view. Theme Builder, formerly known as Slide Master, makes it much easier if you want to change the whole theme of your document. So all of your slides can have the same text, and there it is. It's right in the view menu. Number 33, get pre-made templates. And I'm going to show you templates and other things too, but these links are all to pre-made templates for Google Slides. Do not reinvent the wheel. I will tell you though, if you're real quick with graphics, it's, I think, faster to set up your own than it is to find what you're looking for. Sometimes it can be faster to make it. But if you're not great working with graphics, then these can really help you a lot. All right, we're into Sheets. So I use Sheets to organize my data. This is when I was working at the elementary school. I had 37 classes. So I grouped them by what day I had them, day 1, day 2, and the teacher's last name. And in each one, I had the attendance sheet. So it was real easy to organize. You can color code these tabs. You can do lots of things to help you keep track of your information. This video shows you how to format. So if you want to know how to do some sorting, you can do that through this video. I don't want to go through the whole thing because I'm already getting long. All right, autofill. I'm just going to demo that real quick because it's worth it. So I'm actually typing on my keyboard right now. Control and the letter N brings up a new tab. I'm going to do sheets.new. All right, so I want to use autofill to make all the months of the year. So I type the first one, grab this little handle on the bottom and drag it across, and it's like magic. So you can autofill a lot of different things. All right, so next one. Sorry, that keeps popping up. Insert notes and comments. So you can make a note of where you left off in your data. You can also do this by highlighting a cell, adding a note or a comment. So lots of different things you can do. There's a video there to show you. Google Forms. So a few things about Forms. You want to do a template. So Forms is a little different. If I go to forms.new, it's going to put me in a blank form. So I might want to go to my forms through here. If I go to my forms through here, I go to Google Forms, and this is true of all of them. They have the template option. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can see what's already there. You can also find templates by doing a Google search. So if you want, say, a Google sheet to do wedding planning, you can find them already done. That can save you hours and hours of time because somebody already did all the work and they're sharing it with you. So take advantage of that. So Google Forms, I recommend you do the templates. And also, I want to make sure you know how to do this, right? If you have a form and you don't know whether or not somebody filled it out, you can set up to get email notifications. That way you don't have to go into your form, look at responses. It will email you when there's a response. And that can save you, again, time. All right. Quicker form building. Make a copy of an existing form. Make copies of questions inside the form for multiple choice selections. Enter takes you to the next item. So if I'm typing Monday, I can hit enter and type Tuesday. And Google will give you hints too. So if you keep an eye on what's going on, a lot of times if you type Monday, they might give you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So keep an eye on what Google's doing because they're trying to be helpful. 41, pre-filled fields. So click the more button to access, right? The 3 dots is the more button. Lots of good stuff in there. Pre-filled fields you can use when everyone is going to have the same answer. So that can be useful if you have, say, one form for your 5th period class and another form for your 6th period class. You can have that field in there and just have it already filled in. Couple of things with Google Classroom. I had a lot of Google classes, so I color coded, and that can save you when you're trying to find them. All right, color code and organize, reuse posts, and template classes. So I have a class, computer science, I teach. I have a template class. I put my daily posts in there and then copy them to the other classes. There's lots of good reasons to do that. And then next year I can go in and reuse that template again, just changing things as I go along. I also like to use material instead of assignment when I post in Google Classroom because not everything gets graded. So the grade book won't get all bogged down if you use material when you create your posts. Grading in groups saves me tons of time. So I scan, I see who has submitted nothing. I will select all of theirs, return them as a group, and type a comment. So when you return as a group, it gives you this comment box. You can put one comment and it goes to all the kiddos. So instead of putting it 3 times, I only put it once. So grouping grading can help. I also like to use a Google Doc or a Keep Note for the comments that I use a lot so I can copy and paste them out of there. And 46, use auto grading quizzes. So you have to set them up in your Google Classroom as a quiz assignment, but then you can link an existing form or create a new form. And also, if you want auto grading quizzes, you could try Formative and Socrative. Those are a couple other really good tools you can use. Voice type replies saves you tons and tons of time because we're all busy. You can also use mode or talk and comment to record your voice. Good stuff. Grading on my phone, I started doing this year. I recommend you look at this video. But when you grade on the phone, it gives you options. So you can annotate over, I'm going to jump up here so I can slide. If I can get up here, you can see where I'm annotating. You can actually circle things in their document.
In there, and I can even add a text box and say whatever I want to say.
And of course, I could voice type that as well. So grading on the phone saves me tons of time.
Save a lot of time on.
All right, 49, find student work in your drive. So you have a lot of classes, you have a lot of students. If you're like me, you don't clean things out like you should. So hundreds of thousands of documents in there. If I need to find a submission from the student, I can just search by their name. That saves me a lot of time. You can also, what I've done is I've set up folders for certain students. I will color code them, put them in my priority or my starred section. Lots of ways Google Drive gives you to save time. So the last thing in here is your tips. I always like to add this, and I know this is a little odd because it's a pre-recorded session. We're not here live, but I still made a Jamboard. This is an experiment, so I want to see if anybody's going to add anything. So if you go into the Jamboard, there's a couple slides here where you can share your tips. And on the last slide, I would like to know the best tip you learned today. So that'll help me to make a better presentation. And then finally, I have some more links. Of course, Eric Kurtz's Control Alt Achieve is in there. This Google Junior Training Series is amazing. So there's good things you can have in here. And if you have any questions for me at any time, please reach out. There is my email and my Twitter handle, and I am happy to help you if I can. So I hope you have found this informative, and I hope you have a great day.